Hey there, just a quick course preview looking at Muskoka coming up and a few of my initial thoughts. So first of all, interesting swim. You can see that there's a bit of a separation between the start and the exit, so you may have to allocate a bit more time in your preparation to think about getting there, and you might want to have something to wear on your feet if you have to walk over there that you can ditch or leave. So just check out the logistics around that and make sure that you have time. As always, try and get in a good warm up. So recommending getting in the water 20 minutes before the race starts at least. So again, thinking timeline to get there so that you're there early enough. 2 to 3 minutes of easy swimming. 4 to 6 times 25 strokes of drill, followed by 25 strokes of activation. Okay, so picking a drill that makes you feel fast, like closed fist, pause one, so something that's propulsion or balance, but I'm not trying to rebuild your stroke, just trying to set you up for good swimming. So 25 strokes drill, roughly, 25 strokes activation, 4 to 6 times through, and then save a minute or two easy at the end to swim it out. Okay, and get towards the front of your time corral as well, so that you're around just behind people slightly faster, and maybe people your speed or even slightly faster just behind you, so you have a better chance to get a draft. Okay, so fairly early, let's see, we're looking at about, 300 meters or so, and then a pretty hard left turn. So remember that inside line is going to be faster. It's also going to be more compressed. If you have an opportunity to choose and you want to take the faster line, then you want to start on the left, so you're already on that inside in that rolling start, so when you come around that corner. And then there should be a couple of, probably 2 buoys along the way. So if it's 300, you're going to have one here, 100, one at 200. So when you're standing on that start line, I want you to look at that 200 meter mark and think about swimming really, really well and not sighting too much, especially in that first 100. So you can just swim well and get out. You're not going to get lost in that first 200. And then if you are finding some feet coming into this turn, try and get a little bit of an overlap so you have some buffer zone coming out. Keep your head nice and low coming out of the turn so you don't slow down, dropping your legs like the anchor. Get yourself up to speed, then take a peek, make sure you're on the right course. And same drill going around that second turn. Probably wherever you are, about here, 400 or 500 in, probably about 500 in here, is where you're going to be for the rest of the swim. So I would really focus on excellence coming through here. You're still going to have to work hard and concentrate, but you're going to have your people and be with your people from here all the way into that swim exit. Again, as always, thinking about what's ahead of you when you come to the end of the swim. So starting to think ahead to transition, and make sure you check out that swim exit as well before the race. And let's see, so this is west here, so you should be swimming with the sun at your back as you're coming in towards the end, right? Do I have that right? Yeah. Sun rises in the west and sets in the east. I better check my geography. Anyway, be aware of where the sun might be, because that is a fairly long stretch coming in. And yeah. Okay, on to the bike. Right, so just, I mean, it's kind of beauty in your simplicity in the fact that it's just a nice long out and back. Okay, so no little tiki tour side routes, that kind of thing. I do remember it being very up and down. You can see some elevation gains and loss, and it's like, wow, it's kind of in a range here, but that's pretty up and down and bumpy all the way through. And then you get the lift here, so that's right around 80k or so, and then you get a bit of a downhill into town, which is nice, a little puncher at the end maybe, but so the primary thing here is think of this opening 15 kilometers or so from here to here, as that's a good opportunity to get your legs warmed up. Okay, we'd like you to ride this pretty strong, And then the key through here is with the rollers, try and stay arrow as much as you can, unless you're really, slowing down to second gear, first gear, that kind of thing. Then get out and stretch and stand on the pedals a bit if you need to stretch your back. But really using your gears well here. So trying not to grind the hills too much and making sure that you're cresting the hills well. So you're gearing up as you crest those hills so you can keep your power up as you crest, and then try and keep pressure on the down too. I was on a version of this course years ago, and my memory again was very up and down, really pretty, but some turns as well too. So if you do have a chance to drive it, I'd really recommend that. And maybe for your prep ride, if you can get maybe dropped off on the course somewhere around out here, and maybe you can ride back, or you can do a little out and back on here, but it'd be good if you get a chance to ride a little bit of it as well. Okay. So basically really trying to think of every uphill as a little bit of an advantage, an opportunity to make time. You make more time on the ups than you do on the downs. Ride the crests well and try and keep some pressure on the pedals on the down. Try and stay in your aero bars as much as possible. So that if you can have a look at the course, you'll get a better sense of maybe where some of the turns that are coming, and that you can stay in arrows or not as well. Don't forget with all the up and downs to stay on that nutrition protocol as well. It's easy to forget, especially if there's lots of dynamic movement and change. And if you do get a chance with a little bit of an extended downhill and heart rate comes down just a bit, then try and get just a little bit more calories, an extra 50 calories or so in that part. Okay. Just know that a great ride is going to happen between kind of 55 and 75K. So if you think about from here to here, that's a really good point to focus on. So get yourself out and around that turnaround. Obviously, you're going to, kind of roll out here, but then on the way back, after that turnaround, getting from sort of that 50 or 55K back to 70K here, really owning that. Okay, really taking a lot of pride and doing a good job there. I think that's a section where you could probably get a little bit on, I don't want to say autopilot, but a little bit backing off, and then and then you can have a pretty good go at this last climb. So make sure you have legs for that, because you are going to get a little bit of down coming in at the end. And then if you have an opportunity in that last, kind of 10K or so, to give your legs some relief and get ready for the run and get a little bit more drink in that, I would say do that for sure. So maybe if you can underride that last 10K just to set your legs back up for the run, that would be a good strategy. Okay, and we're now looking at the run here. So again, a little bit more straightforward than some of the other courses that we've seen. Definitely a lot more straightforward than Des Moines. And unfortunately, there's no elevation map on here for the run. My memory again was that it was quite rolling. So be prepared for that. I'm probably through town here. It's going to be a little bit flatter along the lake, and then starting to roll as you get back in further away from the lake. You can even see some of the contours here on the map. As always, trying to be just very rhythmical in that opening 5K. Hopefully you have good legs to start. Sometimes it takes a kilometer or so to come around. Thinking about having a really good sort of higher end aerobic power kind of base run, like some of the ones I give you are like progression runs where you're trying to build as you go. If you feel like you're progressing through here, you'll probably be holding the same pace, which is a good thing. Okay. Really, really committing to just running into the turnaround at 11K or so, 10 and a half, and then getting yourself back to the lakeside. So I really like you to have a good idea what's happening here, owning this and trying to get back from 11 to 18. Okay. When you hit that last stretch, you're going to be able to sniff the finish. Once you get back to the lakeside, you're going to know that you're close, and you'll be great there. This is a race that I would like you to be a little bit more aggressive in. I don't want you to go on a suicide mission by any means, but I would like you to really leverage your bike strength on this course and get yourself in a good position on the run and then just kind of deal with it. Okay, and I know you will. You'll have the endurance now to do that. The only thing else is just a quick look at the temperature. So going ahead to the weekend. So Saturday 27 feels like 34. So make sure you stay hydrated the day before. Carry electrolytes with you all day long, along with your snacks. And then Sunday, it says 25 and real feel is 25, cloud and humidity. I looked at another site and it said 27 and 31. So, it's the weather forecast, but it looks like you're going to be somewhere in the mid-high 20s and maybe a little bit of cloud, which will be a gift. Just pay attention to sodium hydration on the bike. Remember, that's preemptive to how it goes on the run. And if it does start cranking up to 30, 31 degrees, you're probably going to have to slow your pace down about 10 or 15 seconds a kilometer. So not on-off switch, just manage it. All right, so just do your best to try and learn the course as well as you can, and then make sure you have a clear enough picture that you can do a bit of visualizations beforehand and see yourself moving well within your skill set, and then also being very positive and on task throughout, talking yourself through it. Okay, awesome.